The hierarchy activity was quite interesting, to say the least. I think the actual activity wasn't that bad of an experience for me. I mean, I kind of knew where everything was gonna go. You know, me and Dottie, it was all right. We're black women. We're at the back. Last kind of thing. And we kind of like. I mean, me personally, like I kind of knew where everybody was gonna fall. You know, heterosexual white men in the front. You know, then white women, then minorities, different things like that. So the activity in itself didn't surprise me or make me feel any type of way. It was the conversation after. As you guys probably remember, like it got to a point where I just shut down because I felt just like nobody was trying to understand what I was saying, and anything that I did say would be disregarded as, oh, whatever. Like, no, I like, and I could definitely sense people in the room getting upset because like they felt like their voice wasn't being heard. And I could empathize with that because I felt the same way, but it was somebody of the majority that felt this way, and of course they're gonna feel like their feelings are more valid than mine. That's how I felt. Like, I'm not saying that's how it was, but I felt like they really thought that their feelings, how they felt, was way more valid than what I was saying. Like, for instance, when we were discussing the whole thing, why we put Caitlyn like before the rest of the black people or whatever, and like we trying to explain to them, like, you know, she's lighter skinned, like in our community, you know, colorism is a thing, you know, that whole type thing or whatever. And it was just like I still put it, like I still see her as a black woman or whatever. And then I forget her name, but I'm so sad. Oh, I cannot remember her name. But she was so focused on like her accent and stuff, and like she shut down way before me. Like when she was talking about her accent or whatever, and like people just weren't understanding. Well, I don't say we weren't understanding, but you know, it was like bigger issues at the time that she just felt whatever kind of way. And like every time I spoke, I kind of saw her looking at me like, that doesn't matter, like we need to talk about my accent. That's how I felt like the majority of the time. And then like towards the end of the class, when I was like saying my piece on because we brought up the fact that about, you know, transgender women and all, like, you know, that whole topic, and I was explaining how I feel about it, and people just literally like just shut me down, cut me off. I didn't even get to finish what I was saying, and so of course I'm gonna just shut down. And it was just I know that was kind of like a rant. I don't even know where I was going with all that. I'm sorry. I'm just spilling how I feel. But yeah, it definitely was a big reflection on how society is and how all that comes into play, because like I really didn't realize, I was not expecting this activity to be such a like reflection, like a big reflection on how society really is. And it really kind of threw me for a loop, because I thought, like, you know, we are all in the room full of intelligent people, have around the same qualifications, different things like that, but it's still like it does not matter, you know. You get me? It just does not matter where you are. Like, this is what has been put in place, and this is how people feel. In terms of dialogue, like how it influences my my work, it's a process. That's all I'm gonna say. I definitely see that I have a lot of growing to do. And I feel like I've grown a lot even from last week to this week. Like, just sitting back and reflecting on everything. But definitely having those difficult conversations, and me not shutting down as soon as like something that I don't like happens. You know, because I can't do that in dialogue. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody has their own opinions, and not all the time will they agree with mine. But I can't just shut down and just be like, all right, in the conversation, I'm just talking about this. Let's move on. Like, I have to, I don't want to say force myself, but I definitely have to work on myself so that I am willing to keep the conversation going, not just shutting it down. You know, like not just shutting down, like actually being able to facilitate this dialogue and have them think different things, you know, like so I could be the most effective. like this one activity showed me that I really have to work on that in order to be a great facilitator. So like the dialogue can actually serve its purpose, not just people just talking in a room, but actually learning from what other people are saying. So yeah. And I'm sorry about that rant. I'm still a whole bottle of emotions. Sorry.